Hello everyone, this is Menz here playing the IS-4 here on Tundra, my favorite map in the world. For this match here, it's not an ace tank or anything. It ends up being, I believe, a mastery badge third class. Now, the reason I'm, recording this, it ends up being just about 4,700 damage, and more importantly, I deflect about 9,000 damage through the IS-4, which it's a well-armored tank, but at the same time, its armor's not always the best against, other tier 10s and some tier 9s. Um, but before I start this match, looking at the enemy team, because this was during one of my live streams, and I was trying to complete the mission, for it's the heavy tank sturdy armor one for personal missions for deflecting rounds. Um, I kind of pick the spot I go to. I use it, sometimes when looking at the enemy team, they have a ton of mediums, they have a TD, and, the IS-3 is really their only fast heavy tank. And then they have some slower tanks, mediums, lights. Saying that, a lot of times, mediums and fast tanks will either push hard to the hill. Sometimes, they'll try to wrap around this way, but very rarely do they actually push hard into the 1 to 2 line. So when I see cases like that where I'm in a heavy tank, or even in a heavily armored TD where I can push up the 3 to 4 line, if you can make it to here, you can actually cut off a lot of the enemy that's trying to push that way if you beat them there. And the only way for them to really nudge you out is if you have no support back here helping you, but is to flank you through the river. Now, starting the match here, that's my plan. Even before, I see where my team's going, I pretty much know I'm going to push that way because I'm not going to the hill to fight all those mediums. Like, it's not a done deal that they're all going to go there, but it's almost guaranteed most of the time. And if not, they head into the river valley, and me pushing down into here, I would just kind of switch, pull back a little bit, and try to stay safe. I don't know why that guy was asking that. I was being a little bit sarcastic because I think he was joking for some reason. But anyway, kind of looking at the start here, my team all going over to the hill. Not, or I shouldn't say all, but a lot of them. And really, I like to kind of try to pick a spot where I'm pushing the enemy's weak point and kind of leverage that to my advantage. This bat chat pushing down with me, you don't see that too often, but fortunately for me, he's able to provide me a bit of support if I do get into trouble. We both get spotted by that leopard early on, so the enemy knows that we're here. And so far we have not seen any enemies cross through here, which is good. At this point, this ho, he's probably like, oh shit, like I'm the only one pushing over here. And we have the 704 trying to get far that way. I missed my shot here, and he kind of peels off because at this point it doesn't make sense for him to push down here. There is the E50M down there, which I wasn't expecting. But at this point in the IS-4, you want to keep your armor somewhat angled, but you always have a weak point towards the enemy. None of them are close enough to really land those shots 100%, especially considering the 704, he can't stay there for too long. IS-3 is not the most accurate gun, and if he's not using premium, I'm in a pretty good spot. But I'm just trying to hang back far enough to where, I don't leave my side open to a shot, and I'm able to kind of keep my armor pointed where I want it to be. Because deflecting, a little under 9,000 damage isn't the easiest thing to do in the IS-4, especially against a Borsig. IS-3 is not the most accurate, but still is decent pen, and a 704 there, with the big gun. But fortunately, they keep hitting me on my upper glacis and my turret. They're not able to hit me on my lower glacis. For the 704 to do that, he actually is shooting down into it, which he could still probably pen it, but it's not the easiest shot for him. The IS-3, you know, he's kind of he's poking out, but for the most part, I wasn't too concerned about him. Before that, I bounce off of him, but he gets that hit into my lower plate, I believe. You can see that right in the center there. So he's the first one to actually get a hit off of me, or hit on me. And we're down 2 tanks right now. Our one line's doing well, and right now I'm just still kind of trying to tank damage here. And fortunately, the E50M sticks his butt out, but IS-4's gun isn't the most accurate thing in the world. The OHO being higher than me, I wasn't too surprised that he damaged me there. But this M48 surprises the hell out of me by coming up behind me. I take the hit from the Borsig, getting out of position here. At this point, I'm kind of like shit. Like, I don't have any support behind me, really. The 704 doesn't have good shots outside of on the E50M. And at this point, I have a Leopard 1 who tracks me, an M48, an OHO, and I'm just trying to get the Leopard out of the game and keeping my rear angled, since the M48, while he has good pen, if I stay highly angled, I'm pretty well off with having a chance to deflect him. But at this point, against essentially 3 versus 1, although I do have help coming from there, it's better for me to try to put distance on the enemy. It's not good to try to stay and fight. You want to get yourself to where you have as much distance between you and the largest threat possible, which our team ends up winning the hill, probably because the Leopard and the M48 pulled over for some reason. It's like, I guess they thought they could surprise me, and they got the bat chat, but they weren't getting both of us. The E50M slips through because the 704, he might just be AFK, I have no idea. But he didn't get any shots off, and I'm surprised the E50M's still alive. And at this point, the OHO's starting to push around. Now I got 4 tanks capable of getting my way. And I'm starting to lose HP because I should have pulled back a little bit further here. I would have been safer, and it would have continued to pull them back towards me, kind of one by one, instead of letting them, pick and choose when to push out on me. And I swap over to a heat round here because against an OHO, I didn't want to chance it too much sitting out there. So swapping over to a heat round made sense. And this Leopard, he wasn't paying attention, fortunately. And at this point, I'm like, shit, I just made like the worst decision ever. Because the OHO, fortunately, he doesn't have the gun depression. I take the Leopard out, and I didn't even think like the OHO can't aim at me because his gun depression. I got a little lucky there. But the M48 finishes me off there. And unfortunately, that was a pretty big mistake on my part. And going over, what I did wrong, that last little push up like that, even though I got the Leopard, that does end up, causing us the lose here, because we do not win this match. Even though, I end up doing a decent amount of damage, deflecting a lot of rounds, it still wasn't enough. And it's like it would have helped. Our 704 still wasn't moved, but we didn't finish off their low HP tanks, unfortunately. And okay, come on, replay, stop. The replay won't let me get off the 704 for some reason. But anyway, it's just kind of unfortunate, I guess, because I hopped out, because at this point, because I was streaming, I'm like, oh, I can't even watch this. I don't like watching matches like this. But had I not pushed on that Leopard at the end and took it a little bit slower, I would have had a better chance than I did, pushing into him like that. And unfortunately, it's tough to always nitpick like that, but yeah, it did come down to that one little mistake there at the end, not conserving, um, enough patience there and hopping in to try to get that one kill. All right, so we did end up getting a defeat here. Mastery Badge third class, high caliber award. Damage wise, end up doing the most amount in the match. 4,739. The M48 Patton, he did a very good job on the enemy team at 4,100, and our Object 140 did a good job as well. But it just kind of sucks losing a match like this where deflecting that amount of damage and kind of holding down that spot. Uh, yeah. That one little mistake in the end kind of did me in. Now, I deflect 8,900 damage. I received 28 hits and, I deflected 21 of them. So not too shabby. And I assisted with, 866 damage. I do make, credits here because I got courageous resistance, but in the end, could have did, a little bit there. But even so, if I had played that safer, it was still going to be an uphill battle. Because I was fairly confident in getting out, with the M48 there, the OHO, E50M, and the Leopard. But even so, we still had a 251, the Borsig, and, there's too many variables. But anyway, thanks for watching this video. This was a little clip from my live stream. If you don't catch my live stream here on YouTube at least a few times a week. You can find everything on my main channel page. It's all in one spot. Live streams, recent uploads, for non-live streams. And if you're a subscriber, you can set it up to where you get, notifications for either or both. But again, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you sometime soon again. Hopefully have a good day.